listening to Morning Magazine. Well, have you seen some great sound and vision coming out of the Northbridge Piazza screen on a recent Saturday night? It may just have been the work of Pogo. His video Alice, accompanied by the cutest soundtrack, has got loads of attention on the net too, and Pogo is with me this morning. Hello.
Hey, Mary, thanks so much for having me.
Oh, that's a pleasure. For anyone who hasn't seen Alice, give us a description. What have you done?
Alice is basically a video and a track that I put together a few years ago, whereby I recorded several syllables and chords and sound effects from Disney's Alice in Wonderland. And I took those sounds and I sequenced them together to form a new track, which became Alice. And after a few weeks of listening to it on my iPod and liking it admittedly, it occurred to me I should make a video for it. So I put a video up on YouTube to go with the track. And several weeks later, I was blown away to find that several million people had watched it. So yeah, it's really blown me away what you can do in your bedroom with a bit of creativity and internet access.
You know, it's got a bit of a cultish thing happening with it now. What's interesting is actually reading some of the comments that people have put down. I wondered, was there any issue between you and Disney because you used clips from the original Disney Alice movie?
That's right. I've had no real issues as far as copyright goes. I did do a track recently called Bangarang, which is a track in which I've taken sounds from Spielberg's Hook, and I've obviously made a video for it as well. Yeah. And the issue we had there was that YouTube was ordered to actually take it down. Sony, who owns the film, basically said, take the video down, it's a copyright infringement. I was very quick to file a counter notice stating why I think it's not a copyright infringement, and a couple of days later the video was put back online.
Well, that's pretty ballsy of you. You know, I'd be quite scared if someone sent me a letter like that.
Yeah, but you've got to send off details as well about where you live, because you are dealing with the law, so if you don't know what you're talking about, you could be getting yourself into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, so what did you do? You went and got yourself a lawyer, son?
No, not even. I went up and I just went purely on my own knowledge of what is copyright and why is this not against copyright laws.
Oh, wow. Well, you're a brave guy. I think I would have run for my rabbit hole.
I almost did.
That is amazing. So, I mean, when you're making music, do you find that it's helpful to have influences around you, or is it better to work in a vacuum so that whatever's coming is just from your fizzing creative brain?
It's all about being in the right creative zone. If you're not in the right headspace, you don't have the creative energy flowing. You're not going to put anything good together. If it weren't for me getting up at 3 a.m. one day to work on my Hook track, the track wouldn't be online today. It's all about just getting up whenever you have that kind of energy flowing, and just using it as best you can.
So do you find more, I mean, just from what you've told me already, that the background has been a film in both of the cases that you've talked about. Is there more inspiration for you in film than just everyday noise, for example?
Yeah, no, look, it does come down largely to the film and the fact that when I was a child I always used to detect small sounds like syllables and chords, just the way things are played and sung in films that I would want to record and listen to over and over. So when I started making music when I was about 17, I thought, what if I take those sounds and I put them together to form new music? So effectively what I'm then doing is I'm listening to the parts of that film that I like the most.
And tell me about what's your studio? What have you got set up? What are you using? I'm
using a PC, a set of studio monitors, and a pair of headphones, and that's it.
And so you just kind of whack the movie in,
yeah,
take little sound
I open
grabs.
the film, and I record the sounds, and it's just a case of listening to them and piecing them together like a jigsaw puzzle.
Isn't that the most fun?
It is, yes, absolutely. And it's blowing me away to think that, what started in my bedroom is now almost making me a living. Yeah. It's blowing me away.
That is. So tell us what you are doing. What are you out there doing in terms of putting your work in? We've talked about the Northbridge Piazza. What's going on there?
One of the things that I'm doing down at the Northbridge Piazza is I'm playing gigs as part of the Spaceship Earth film season, which is where every Saturday we show 2 films about sustainable living, and we have a big park with a 8-meter LED screen, and we throw 80 beanbags out into the space. And so we have a good 80 or 100 people that come along every Saturday to watch these films, and in between those films I play my tracks and my videos, and everyone has a really good time.
And How long have you got? What's the set? How long is the set?
My sets can go anywhere from 45 minutes to 2 hours.
Okay, and is it all your own composition during that time?
Yeah, it is. Yep, it is.
That's phenomenal. That's enough for an album.
Yeah, it is. I'm actually getting to the point where I'm realising I really need to start putting stuff like that together.
And if you're doing it every week, then what do you do? Mix it up, or do you have to write a few new songs every week?
No. I mix it up every week so that people get something new every week, but they also get the tracks that they're very familiar with from the internet.
And have you got vision that you've made to go with everything that you're doing?
Occasionally, but because most of my samples come from the films, I actually use those corresponding clips from the films just so people can see where the sounds are actually coming from.
It's super, super cool. But for people who are at home or anywhere near a computer, or when you are, just go to YouTube and put in Pogo Alice and you can have a look at Pogo's work. Is that the only thing that's on the net at the moment? Or
I've done tracks for films like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Mary Poppins, Harry Potter, and they're all on my YouTube account.
Okay, so if we put in Pogo, all of that will come up?
All of that will come up, yep.
Sweet. Well, thanks so much for coming in today.
Thanks very much for having me.
It's very exciting to meet someone who's so deeply creative. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
Pogo on RTR FM 92.1. Catch him and his work at the Northbridge Piazza. It's 11:45.